was so perfect. It would bring peace to the world. Instead, we've killed the world. We should have never tried to control Mother Nature. That wouldn't work. We all thought it would work. Well, it was a pleasure working with you, old friend. It was a pleasure working you too. If only there was some way I could go back and fix it all.
We've gathered here today to discuss a matter of extreme importance. The contents of this meeting are top secret.
Does anyone want any food? Maybe a drink before we start?
I guess if you're offering, could you get me a soda?
Anyone else?
There's only the cameraman here. He doesn't need any. Alright.
So, if this is top secret now, why are we recording it?
You know what? You were pleading you weren't getting paid enough. So you know what? I took this as a chance to give you some overtime. But now you're just going to be all snarky to me because you know what? You're not getting paid enough. And this overtime just isn't enough for you. I see how it is. I see how it is. Know what? Next time I'm just going to throw you in the radiation chamber.
We have a radiation chamber?
Yes, we do.
That's awesome.
I know.
Yeah.
And why is my drink open?
I'm not thirsty. I was just making sure it wasn't that crappy Pepsi one.
Yeah. Brought to you by Classic Pepsi. Did you get that one? Okay. Any more interruptions? So, we're here to discuss the reemergence of bioweapons.
Bio means living, so we are talking about living weapons. I know some great ones.
No, dummy. I meant biological weapons like these.
Now this is your last chance. I've been more than reasonable. Fachilamash. What? Fachilamash. If you do not agree to my commands, then I shall... Jesus Christ!
Okay, who was playing Minecraft on my computer?
Well,
Ethan.
it's kind of an example of bioweapons. I mean, we're throwing, poison potions at people, and you know what? It's not. Okay.
You're a cameraman. Your job is to sit there and be quiet, okay?
Well, Stan.
Good. Good work. So, enough funny business. Let's get back to this meeting. So, we've seen biological weapons emerging again across the world. Syria used them on their own people. They launched biological weapons at their own citizens. And then, the threat of bioterrorism is rising faster than my cholesterol level.
What bioterrorist threats have there been recently? There was anthrax wars in 2001, but what other major threats have there been?
Well, there was the Taco Shack incident. Now, this is one of my favorite biological events. Now, you see, a group of people had been intending to thin the vote, so they started poisoning a bunch of local restaurants with salsa. That was really a biological weapon. It was pretty cool, but it did cause sickness to over 700 people. But nobody died, so I can still say it was pretty cool.
Well, that is cool and all. The Taco Shack incident happened over 30 years ago. That wasn't even a true biological weapon either. What's the weapon part of it?
The weapon is the organism. The organism that causes the disease is the weapon. Your weapon is the distribution system, which can be a missile or a bomb, or it can be a plastic bag as it was in the salsa incident. But as cool as that was, these weapons are banned by the UN. Case closed. Do not pass go. And do not collect $200.
Well, there's another war we need to reconsider. I mean, think about it. The Mongols used cannibals to invade Europe. Indians were given contaminated blankets, and they died in droves. And when Hans Thatcher Clark perfected the formula for mustard gas in 1913, bioweapons have been used for over 1,000 years. I have a new revolution on the biological warfare feasible again.
Explain this one to me. I really do wish to know what your line of thought is. You can't solve the unpredictability. These weapons can't be controlled. Once you release the disease, it is out, not in your hands. And there's already the existing ban on the weapons. This cannot be done.
The Emperor could... Disease begins to rampage, it is unstoppable. It won't stop at one target, it will cripple everything in its path, ending all opposition. Let's go back to the Taco Shack incident. That plan would have worked perfectly had you used typists like that they had been originally planning. Am I the only one who sees this?
You are missing the point. They're banned. You can't use them. If you release a biological weapon, it will be everywhere. No game over. It will destroy everything. Your world will become a burnt, dead husk. We cannot afford to release something like this onto the world. I thought we had called here to discuss stopping the threat, not to bolster it.
If I may speak, mustard gas was used at the end of World War I. Am I correct?
Yes.
Alright, I was just making sure. Now, how many deaths did it cause?
If my statistics are correct, it was over 100,000.
Exactly. These deaths broke the trend of war. They ended this constant stalemate of the war. These deaths brought peace. If we make a larger weapon, the threat of it will bring peace to the world.
Well, they said that about nuclear weapons too. And that resulted in the Cold War. Not exactly the peace that one would want.
Then we'll just make sure the Russians don't get my plans.
Your plans? You already have plans for this?
Plans which I have brought to you guys to make any last improvements on.
We have not agreed to use these weapons. I'll be surveying a full report on this on your insubordination.
Alright, hear me out again. Let me explain these things first. Then you can decide what you want to do.
My patience is wearing thin with you, old friend. Speak with caution.
And all starts with a soldier. Biological weapons are not launched without soldiers.
Yes, I believe you. Our students need to know about biological weapons. They need to know about these weapons so they know the danger and the harm they cause. And you know what? Mustard gas was developed to break the trenches in World War I, but it came at such a great cost. When over 1 million people are injured by mustard gas, and that was just on the front lines. That is too high casualties for us to risk. If that was released on a city, whole city's gone. Our generation needs to know how dangerous these are.
But we're not going that large a scale yet. We just need to test out on a pretty small town. The guinea pig, so to speak. We make sure it works properly before unleashing it on our enemy.
You are a heartless monster.
What makes you say that? I think you're just a coward.
You're calling me a coward?
Yeah. You don't have the guts to kill the enemy and help bring peace to the world.
One more word to that effect, and I swear to God you will not be leaving here alive.
Coward. as I was saying before I was interrupted, my team microbiologists, when studying smallpox, found a mutation, one that changed its so-called skin, to say. It made our vaccine useless. Upon further research, we discovered more infamous diseases that we could use. By inserting the genes of viruses like yellow fever into the new virus, we have managed to make a new virus. When tested on gorillas, they were struck dead within 6 hours of showing symptoms.
I cannot approve of this weapon. The amount of damage it will cause to the world. When this gas is distributed, it will wipe out a city in minutes. And the world within a matter of days.
Not to worry, I have a vaccine in which it will protect the most vital of the world's population for that eventuality.
You're going to just casually slaughter the entire world. Even the people creating the agent now are going to be showing symptoms. What kind of person are you?
Don't worry, the workers are working on this aren't really workers. They're programmers. They simply automate the machines that will transfer the vials that's mixed with spores. It's fine. Besides, what is 1 or 2 soldiers?
Every man counts. We never leave a man behind. And your dismissal of that fact I find disturbing. I will not approve. I will be informing my superiors, and you will not be using this weapon.
Shame. The plan was so elegant. So clever.
What? Are you going to monologue now?
When the first vials were developed, not mechanical, but biological agents, World War I used advancing research in microbiology to create weapons to end the war. I have simply taken these ideas and advanced them. Once I unleash the disease, I can take a select group to protect and create utopia. I guess you won't be a part of it. Owen, take these fools to the basement.
Come on, think.
We need to get out of here.
We don't need to get out of here. We need to take him out, get rid of his weapons, then we can worry about getting out of here.
Nice to see all you gentlemen here. While you freshmen enjoy your last moments. In a few moments, my team of microbiologists will come in here with a final prototype of the virus. All we need now is the guinea pigs.
I got it! Eureka! Bottoms up!
Point the label more to the camera.
Really? Damn it. That's all we'll do.
You cut the gas line.
Yep. He didn't take my lighter. Well, nice working with you. Want a sip?
Not really.
So how's that
Label.
overtime working out for you?
Label. Turn the label. We have a sponsor here.
Oh, what was that horrible smell? What are you guys doing here?
Well, you see, biological weapons, they're nice, they're great, they're fancy, but sometimes a good old classic explosion, that will ruin any complicated, elaborate plan, because sometimes your gas company might be a little bit angry with you, and don't bother the neighbors, because let's burn this candle.
This video is brought to you by Pepsi.